Hello there guys, it's Stephen and Phil here back on FOOTY.COM, and it's July the 1st, so all the kits that come swooping in. Is absolutely loads to talk about this week. As you can tell, I've given one of the big ones away. Manchester City have released their 2019-20 home kit, the first ever kit with Puma. We got that one to come as well behind us over there, the away kit, but today we're focusing on this new shirt that I'm wearing. Now, as a City fan, I was looking forward to this video personally, and there's loads to talk about. Also this week as well, we've got Arsenal coming, we've got PSG's kit coming, we've got Burnley, a little bit less glamorous but equally as important, and probably loads more that have been announced that we haven't even noticed yet. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you are a fan of kit culture, kit reviews and all that kind of stuff over on FOOTY.COM. Right, so Phil, this is the bit where I hand it over to you. I'm a City fan, but I'll let Phil go first. What do you make of this shirt from Puma, their first ever Manchester City shirt?
Yeah, it's always good to get the kit in person and really good to get both home and away. And start with the home. I do like this kit, and if you've seen our leaks video, I think we talked a bit about some of the ideas. And granted, it's quite a lot to take in, and we'll get on to probably the biggest talking point, which is the colour, the accent colour, the secondary colour of purple. But as a kit as a whole, I do really like it, and I like the overall base design. This is one of Puma's looks, which they've rolled out for one or two teams, but not too many teams. So it's not too. I wouldn't say it's kind of an overused look. I really do like the base design of the kind of wavy pattern. I think it looks really strong. Up close, you can get a real sense of what they're going for there. It's quite a nice kit. There's quite a bold direction, I think, for a first home kit, and I do like it. But obviously the colour, and I'm sure you'll have some views.
This is where it comes in as a City fan. It is like Manchester City colour, and I think some fans were hoping some pictures have been doctored a little bit to make it look more maroon. It's definitely purple. It's a really bright purple colour. The shirt itself, if I wasn't a City fan, it wouldn't bother me in the slightest. I'd be like, that's an alright kit. That the blue and purple is just a weird contrast anyway in general. I don't think the two colours that actually complement each other. But more than that, it's just that it's not a Manchester City colour. And tradition and colours and all that kind of stuff and global branding and blah blah blah. But most importantly, the fans feel about something dictates it all. Having said that, I think some City fans have started to accept it's actually alright, the shirt itself, but they're still not happy about the colour. It could have been so much easier if that was a dark maroon or burgundy or some white somewhere, but the pattern, the fit of it, this is a medium. Weirdly, I have to get a large in the away shirt, which is interesting, but this is a medium. It is quite snug, but I'm normally in between a medium and large, which is very annoying. I'm like a Marge or for goodness. But the shirt, it just it's quite classy looking, I would say. So they kept a simple design. I think it could have been a little bit better, and it maybe appeased more of the fans. And I think the best kits are the ones that the fans of the team love and the fans of other teams love. And I don't think every fan of our team loves that. Not to say it's a bad kit, but it's just something. I think
that's a very fair comment. The combination is an unusual one. I can't think of a kit that's had that kind of combo of light blue and purple.
I think of Burnley when I see these colours. Teams like that, not Burnley as such, but and
I
that
think
clarity kind of. I don't know.
Burnley, maybe. I mean, we talked, didn't we, on the leaks video of the one or two purple kits that City have had. They've been a much darker shade of purple, so it is an unusual colour. And I think the one thing at least which is good, and we'll talk about a few good points. I do like the consistency. So that shade of purple is consistent. Across the sponsor, across that top detail. Even the 125 years detail, which I must admit looks a lot better in person. I still would have liked something a bit more fancy, but it does look good in person. And I think, as a whole, even just the way the sponsors kind of sit in, I think there's all the kind of, I guess, the small things they've got right. But
this is the material's interesting. What material is that, Jack? It's like
a sort of plasticky material.
It feels plasticky almost. It is like it's not separate. It's separate fabric.
And I do quite like. I think in general details like that. I know some fans. Particularly like kind of the sublimated details, but
they feel good. Stitched and nice. The crests.
Yeah, and I think like the other things which I appreciate is the collar. I think a very simple collar, but I quite like that.
I like a V-neck.
These days we talk a lot about kind of useless buttons, and obviously City had kind of some of the worst end of the Nike template, so it's good to see that much better. And I guess the only final thing would be the sort of back detailing, which City on the back. This kind of design which Puma have, which does actually look a lot like Nike's kits. But I think there's nothing to dislike about that.
I mean, you see it on Aguero or whatever, and you're like that, and you think it looks pretty cool. It does. I'm glad there's white shorts and white socks. We've got the band and the hoop of the sock there, but it's okay. It's okay. I mean, they've obviously gone for something a little bit different because City are releasing this year a very classic looking 125-year anniversary shirt, full on like 1970s City, blue, white neck hoop, and that's basically it, which is obviously very, very simple. So I think obviously what's trying something a little bit different with this one. It hasn't captured the imagination of the fans, but I think most largely I actually prefer it to last year's Nike one, which I just didn't like at all. I thought it was a mesh of bad ideas. So this one, for me, as a City fan, it's okay. But this is the point, anyway, Phil, where we give it a score. Where's my rankings gone? Basically, this is the rankings on screen next to me now. This is Manchester City's first entry. You got some real high rollers there. One of them Puma as well, AC Milan. But I got a feeling it isn't going to trouble that. But I don't think it's going to be trouble on the bottom either. Phil, where's this going?
Yeah, I think this one, obviously, as we talked about, I like the boldness of Puma, but ultimately it's not classic, and I don't think it's going to be. I mean, if we look at that kind of section, it's not in the green section. That's really, I think, where we get kind of to the very good stuff. But it's definitely not as bad as, say, certainly I'd say it's better than United's home. I think United's home, despite some good.
The City is ours.
And
the marketing campaign.
And I must say, I wasn't sure which way it was going to go, but having seen it in person, and United's shirt had one or two good ideas, but unfortunately, the details let it down, even though the colours.
I don't think it's much better than it though.
No, well, that's the thing. When I look at that, and I look at something like Leicester's home, for example, actually wasn't a bad shirt at all. So it's hard to put it much above that. I'll stick it in at 71, given there's a gap, and I think. As I say, I like it more than I thought I would. If I think you're right about the purple, if that was a different colour, and I think in general, if it was just a few more bespoke details.
I feel like if the colour was a bit better and you fitted in with the club more, and maybe more details, I think there'd be more vibrancy and energy from the City fans who maybe don't get caught up in it a little bit more. As it is, it's a bit underwhelming. Yeah,
but what I would say, if you're a City fan in particular, actually, considering this is the first year with Puma, I think you've actually had a pretty good deal.
It's okay.
If the first year with a manufacturer is often quite underwhelming. So I think, to be honest, as a City fan,
we'll be talking about that soon, which I think is a pretty fun kit. The third kit rumoured, which we mentioned in our kit lease video, go and watch that after this if you haven't seen that third kit yet. It's pretty bold and out there as well. So they've had some fun with the kits, put it that way. And fair play to. And all I can ever ask for is that they try and be interesting. I don't think they quite nailed it on this one, but it is interesting. I'll give them that. I obviously, if I was scoring it, I'd score it lower than you as a City fan because it means more. I'd give it a very 6 out of 10 for me. So like a 61 or something like that. Something. But Phil, Phil remains neutral more than I can possibly do on that front. So, guys, that is our score for this one. As we said, that one over there behind us, the away kit will be coming very soon. We'll have the Arsenal kit as well, which is really nice. That'll be coming. That'll be right up there in the top, I think. There we go. Spoiler, and PSG's as well very soon. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. And Phil and I will see you very, very soon.